Hello, welcome to AJ's One in a Trillion channel, and today I'm going to show you how I executed these Bobbi new locks for my baby, or Marley locks, whatever you want to call them, but they locks, baby. This is how they're going to look after you do the steps I'm going to show you. Okay, the first thing I did was section her hair off and braid it. I started with the 3-strand braid and then ended the braid with the 2-strand braid so that the takedown was easy to do. This is the Aussie Curl cream I used to detangle her hair, and I used some water as well because although Missy Girl was supposed to detangle her hair was still very tangly. As you can see, I had to redo it or detangle her hair myself so that it was easier for me to part and braid. It can be very time consuming if your hair is not detangled. Okay, so do that first. And no, her hair was not wet when I did these braids. Her hair dried really fast, so I was able to obtain the style. This is the edge booster I use for firmness and neatness. I applied it on each section of her hair before I braided it. Okay, now that the parting is done, see here, all I did was take her section of her hair and section it off into 3 different sections. So now that I have the 3 sections, all I do is put the side piece into the center every time. So now I'm going to just take my left side and put it into the center, take my right side, put it into the center. Now put my left side into the center. All I'm doing is switching. I'm moving the middle piece from the middle and moving my side pieces into the center one at a time. So side piece to the center, 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 and so on. And then I'm going to take the strand that has the least amount of hair in it and combine it with another thinner section, and just to create 2 strands. So now I've combined 2 strands into one side. Now I am just combining them and twisting one around the other in order to create the 2-strand twist. This process does take a while, so I suggest you get your snacks because you're going to need them and something to drink because it is a process. This whole hairstyle is a process. So now I'm going to just let y'all watch this part again in peace at regular speed. And then we're going to kind of speed it up and get into some more details throughout the video. You can see the hair kind of gets tangled at the tip, at the end of her hair. Make sure you try not to do this by keeping the strands separated and apart from each other so that it doesn't create a braid at the bottom of the hair and cause discomfort or cause you to waste time by constantly having to detangle the tips. So my tip is to continue to run your fingers through the hair so that this doesn't happen. Here you can actually see me kind of braid underhand versus how I was braiding before. I usually braid like this to make my braids more taut. It gives it a clean look, a tighter look. And this is how I typically like to braid, especially if the braids are showing. The braids will not be showing with this hairstyle, but I want to kind of condense the braid a little bit so that it isn't as bulky when I wrap the braid around it. Lord, I finally finished the first step. All the braids are in her hair. Now off to step 2, where we're going to be applying these crochet braids. All right, let's gather all these beautiful braids out of the way so that I can do these crochet braids one by one, easier and quicker. I know y'all see this baby. I know y'all been seeing this baby all through the video. He will not let me do anything in peace. So forgive him in advance. He's the reason. This is the reason. He's the reason why I have to do voiceovers. Okay. My life just cannot be great with my content creation because of him. So we'll have to wait for another year or two before we be great. Okay. Before we can be great at YouTubing. Okay. Bear with me. Okay, so I got some splaining to do. So here, as you can see, all I did was stick the crochet needle through her hair and apply the loop that is on the crochet hair into the crochet needle, close the crochet needle, pull it through her hair, and then tie the loop around her hair and the crochet braid, and then just tug it, not too tight to hurt your client, just tight. Okay, be careful not to do it too tight because you still have to wrap the Marley hair around it. You don't want too much tension on the client's hair. We have reached the 3rd step in the process of this hairstyle. So now we're just going to wrap the crochet hair around the client's braid. After applying the crochet hair, you just wrap the hair around each individual braid. You do this by opening up the braiding hair piece by piece as you go down the shaft of the client's hair. So as you can see, I'm just opening the hair and wrapping it around her hair, opening the hair and wrapping it around her hair, opening the hair and wrapping it around her hair, all the way down to the end of her hair. No, we are not finished yet, but we are getting there for sure. This is the final and last step. We have to add the Marley hair around her base and down to the tips of her hair, just to kind of get that neat look, that clean look, that tight look. And so that these, you see these little black strands of hair showing, you see strands of hair poking through, you see how bulky they are. Well, guess what? When I add that Marley hair, it's going to condense all of that, make it look real neat and clean. Yes, 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 yes. We have finally reached step 4, wrapping the Marley hair around the braid. So now I am going to show you how to do that. You are going to get your crochet needle and put it through the client's hair. Then you're going to take a piece of the Marley hair and put it inside the crochet needle hook. Then you're going to clamp the hook and pull the hook and the hair through the client's hair to pull one side of the hair through the client's hair to get an even length of hair on each side of the client's braid. Let's get to wrapping this hair around this braid. As you can see, I do leave the other strand alongside the braid, and that's to kind of keep the hair covered underneath. So you'll see, I'm just taking the other strand and wrapping it around the braid and the strand of hair that's left along the braid. And this is gonna be wrapped taut. Not tight, but taut around the client's hair. This is also why you don't make the hair so tight through these steps, because you have so many steps putting tension on the client's hair that you want to just leave a little wiggle room for you to actually make this process tight. The second strand can also come in handy. You'll have to switch them out sometimes as you braid and wrap it around the hair in the other direction. You don't have to necessarily wrap your hair around the other strand. You can use both strands to actually wrap around the whole braid if you like. If I have done that on some of these braids here, you know, you just have to feel each braid out how you and different techniques to see which one fits you best. I'd also like to make a small suggestion to make sure that you get the proper length of Marley hair. I am a little short on length for my Marley hair, so I've had to add more Marley hair throughout the center of the braid to complete the look. Because my daughter's hair is long and it goes far down on the braid, and in order to cover the whole thing, I had to actually add more Marley hair versus me getting the proper length of Marley hair to just go fully down without adding more hair, which takes more time. Okay, since I was talking about other things through the process, I did switch the strand of hair, and then I started to wrap it in the opposite direction, which helps keep it in place. So once you do that, you just continue to just wrap down the braid until it's complete, and then it's very little, and you're going to wrap up the braid to tie it off and seal it. You're going to further roll the hair between your hands for neatness and to further seal the braid off. Here, I'm just going to show you how it's done again, how to wrap the Marley hair. It can be tricky, but just try it a few times. It's trial and error every time you do hair. So just continue practicing, continue rewatching the video to see the minor details that you may be missing, or to come up with your own technique. It's not always about my technique or the next girl or the next man's technique. Sometimes you have to come up and do your own thing, honey. I taught my sister how to braid, and she braids inverted. I don't know where she got that from. That wasn't what I taught her, but what I taught her gave her a head start to her own techniques and braiding styles. So see here, this is where I swapped strands. I put the other strand in my hand and then took the strand that I was wrapping around and just swapped it and changed direction. And this helps keep it tight and neat and helps to further seal the braid. So I could rush the end of this video and wrap it up in fast motion, but I'm going to continue to let it play mostly in real time, because it's kind of hard to get this technique down pat. So I'm going to just show it to you a few times in real time so you can pick and choose or get comfortable with the technique. All I am going to do is repeat this process, and then I'm going to show you the finished product at the end. And the good thing about this style, nothing has to be perfect because it's locks, baby. Nothing is perfect about a lock. It doesn't have to be perfect. So just try your best. Uh-oh, see, I just ran out of hair, so now I have to add another piece of hair to complete the lock. So all I am doing is adding the hair. I'm going to like fold it in the sort and then start to wrap it around in the opposite direction that I was already wrapping the other hair in. So now I'm just wrapping it around the lock. Then I'm just going to take one piece of the lock hair and continue to wrap it around the other and the lock, just as I was doing before. Woo, child, I finally finished. That was a job. I'm never doing these again, but I'm so proud of the results and how it turned out. Look at my baby's hair. It's so beautiful. You can't tell me she didn't go to the shop. It was an easy job, but it wasn't a quick job. It was at least 4 steps. It was a process, and now it's done. I'm very proud and happy. So if you're happy too, make sure to give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching AJ's One in a Trillion channel. Peace.